And you obviously know our tradition.
Testing 1.
Testing 2.
Testing 3.
Testing 4.
Look at that.
Wow, and started by a guest, even.
That's the first.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Testing Podcast, everybody.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Saul, and welcome, Aliza. This is a testing first.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know you guys were a testing first?
Woohoo!
And that
We're
we've
in.
got to have a couple patient story, and to have the female perspective on
Yeah.
male fertility. I think is really good.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, it's not.
All your truths are going to come out today. So.
Yeah, this could be a really good thing or bad thing for Saul right now. couldn't it? So
We'll see.
We'll be drilling into all the goss of this whole thing.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and taking this trip to Reading and visiting us in the podcast studio to tell your story. You know, it's a very brave thing to come and do, and we really appreciate your time today. And yeah, we'll dive into what is your journey. That's the whole point of today, and see where we go. We're here to have a chat.
Yeah, because it's quite a big step, isn't it? Really coming in and sharing your story in a podcast. Because I mean, we've known each other for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And so you come in the support group.
3 years.
Right? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we've only been going 3.5 years, but
I'd say it would be about 3 years actually, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But we've had conversations about you sharing your story with your family, and now here you are. You're going to be sharing it with
The world.
It is the world.
Basically,
world.
it's on Spotify, and I have to tell you slowly, I'm a bit nervous.
That's
Oh,
fine.
bless you, mate.
That's
You're
fine.
all right. It's just us. It's just us. So,
It's the normal chat.
but yeah, I mean, it is a global podcast. We
Yeah.
have got listeners all over the world, but it doesn't matter. It's just right now. It's just us four. So
Imagine we're in the pub having a pint.
yeah, alcohol free, of course.
Yeah, alcohol not recommended for fertility treatment.
So we're just going to hear about your story and kind of where you're at, and some of the ins and outs of that, and some of the challenges you faced, and what have you. So, where do we start?
Let's start at the beginning. Where did you guys meet?
Yeah,
We met on Facebook January 2013.
14?
13,
oh, he
14.
was doing so well.
And I'm from London. My Aliza is from Manchester. I was on a London Jewish single group. I made a little notes of myself to find a woman.
Yeah.
And then we messaged each other. And then February the 14th that year, which is also my Nana's birthday, so we call Valentine's Day Nana's birthday.
Right.
And I went up to Manchester, got the train, was a bit nervous. She was nervous. First thing I said to her in the taxi, I need a wee.
That's the way to break the ice.
Yeah.
And met her nephew, who was ill,
Yeah.
who was about 3 then,
Oh,
3 or 4, and the rest is history.
Oh, did you get that right, Aliza?
Yes, he got that right. Tick off.
Tick.
Yeah. Oh wow, amazing, brilliant. So, obviously, settle down. Are you guys married? Yeah.
Since 2018.
2018. I feel like we're putting him to the test here. It's like,
we are.
21 questions.
yeah. Keep it on your toes. But yeah, you've kind of boy meets girl, settle down, get a house or get married, move in together.
Mm-hmm.
When did the fertility talk begin? When was the shall we have children thing?
Basically, it was after a year. We decided to try once we literally got married, because we had a 2-year engagement, which was a long time for us.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to have children as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So we tried for a year, and literally nothing was happening. I actually thought it was me, because I had bad period pains and stuff like that. So I thought there's something is wrong. So we decided to go and get tested. And obviously, it was me. First thing they did
As
was
the
test
normal
me.
story goes, right? Yeah.
usual
Scan,
assumption.
blood test, everything. I was very nervous to go. My mum came from Manchester, had scans, and I literally thought they were going to say endometriosis. I don't know why, I just in my head, but they just found a cyst on my right ovary.
Right.
So I said, so is that the case? So why I'm not getting pregnant? And they said no, because it was a very small cyst. And as I said, what can we do about it? They said, if you get rid of it, then I will have problems conceiving. So we left it, and then eventually they said, okay, let's test Saul. Because obviously there's some, like, I was ovulating and everything.
Yeah.
So then Saul went and got tested.
So that was quite early on then, was it?
2019.
Because of COVID, everything got delayed.
Yeah.
Went to Watford General, saw someone, I can't remember their name. And then after that, they were like, yep, you've got a varicocele. You can be on the waiting list. Went on the waiting list. How long's a piece of string?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The famous words. So after that, we were like, what should we do? So I was on the list. And then her sister, who's a GP in London, found a charity called, go on, Hannah. I can never pronounce it. But basically they help people who are going through fertility, stillbirth, anything. But there's 2 rules. Sorry, boys. You've got to be a yid, and B, you've got to be married.
Right. Okay.
So we had that year was end of 2019. We started counselling over Zoom, and then we left that one because she left the company. And then it was face-to-face. We were allowed to go into houses. So
that must have been 2020 because COVID was March 2020, wasn't it? So
Yeah, so I think, so I think it was 2019, like my sister did say something, but obviously everything was in lockdown.
Yeah.
They did say to go to IVF, so we couldn't do anything because of lockdown.
Yeah.
So we had to wait, which was actually really annoying.
Yeah, because you're already at this point where it's been a year and now you're being told to wait when actually all you want to do is crack on with it, isn't it?
So we had to wait, and even then we didn't even know what was happening with COVID itself. Like, what is this COVID? So we just plodded along, carried on doing what we needed to do, and then we got the phone call, I think 2020, around, it was July, saying come and start your treatment, basically.
Wow.
And you'd had your semen analysis by then, so
it was basically it was fine, I think, but there was no swimmers.
Like, you had a lot of sperm, and I think it was just the way that they were swimming. Some weren't swimming at all.
The motility was
the motility was very poor.
Yeah.
So they just thought straight to IVF. That's,
Yeah, so box standard, there's something slightly out of range. Let's just go straight to IVF. That's pretty much kind of the moral of that story kind of thing, yeah. So
when it happened, I was so scared. I took off the whole thing from work because I thought, I don't know how the injections are going to be with my body. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I took off work for those 2 weeks. I got my mum to come to help because I was just so scared of actually injecting myself.
Yeah, such an unknown, isn't it, going into
and
IVF?
even Saul was like, I don't want to do it for you. Like, he was scared to do it.
Yeah, it's a
I
big
don't
deal.
want to injure her.
Like,
It's a big deal, isn't it?
And then I had my sister as well, who actually came a few times to the flat to do it because she's a doctor. So she came along and she was injecting me at the beginning, and my mum was watching, so my mum could do it eventually. And we just carried on.
Went through it,
So it very quickly became a whole family affair by the sounds of it, your IVF.
Through my family, yes.
Yeah. But that's lovely that you had that network from your mum and your sister like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was still a bit nervous, like, they know, and it's scary and hope of it all. And then Saul was really, you were so scared and petrified of the whole thing because you didn't know how I was going to cope or what's going to happen. Stage by stage, we just didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, and then after that we tried that. We had one failed, but then roughly November time, did we not try?
Yeah, November
2020, we tried again, and you were fine. There was no, but it was negative. I remember one time, I can't remember when, that she took a test and I was at work. And I was starting work at 6 a.m, and I wasn't concentrating, obviously.
Yeah.
And she phoned me and it was negative. And I was like, what do I do? Do I come home or do I finish at 2:00?
It's a hard decision to make.
So I
Yeah.
think I stayed because it was just
Yeah, you did.
mentally. She was like, just say concentrate and be with the customers and etc. So I did that instead. And then after that, is that when we started counselling?
No, so basically we started the counselling, I think, after the first round. That failed because we'd never got even embryos that time.
Right.
So after that, my sister told me about this charity.
Yeah.
So
did they provide the counselling, that charity?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
the ones who provided that, yeah.
So, and it's free. We don't have to
Amazing,
pay for it.
amazing.
So I contacted them. There was a lot of paperwork to do with it, medical. I had to get all like my scans, results, like all this type of thing.
to kind of evidence that you've been
Yeah,
through.
evidence, not just that we've been through it, just like so they can know how to support us as well, because
Yeah.
they support financially, they support, they do counselling, relationships as well, problems with relationships.
Amazing.
So at the time it had to be on Zoom because of COVID times, and it did help because we started to feel a bit better and
More relaxed.
yeah, you were like a lot better. Like, you knew how to, men don't know how to
We're rubbish at
do
doing this kind of
feelings,
thing, aren't we?
and
Yeah.
it was great. So we carried like it was every week, basically every Sunday night we used to go, on Zoom, and then eventually we had to get a new counsellor. But then by then we were able to go to the face to face, which was even better. It's
Yeah.
better to do it face to face.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing like a human interaction and actually being
Have
in
a-
the room with someone at the same time.
Have a rant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So did you have counselling together, individually? What was your kind of makeup for that?
We'd had it together, and then it was it was a Sunday night from about 7:30 to 8:30, and it was together. And the lady who was doing it through the charity said, I wish all my people I look at were so like funny, happy, and we were trying to be positive all the time.
Yeah.
But inside then, I was really
Yeah, just built
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
and-
built
yeah.
up, and like it was really frustrating that I'm a typical man. I keep it in. But as I've got older now, I'm not scared of saying it. Just say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it quite hard to kind of get over that threshold of going for counselling then?
Yeah.
Like even when it was online, was it quite hard for you
Yeah,
to take
like
that
it was
step as a look?
online. We were sort of also. I was like maybe sometimes doing other things
Oh, okay.
because online you can't really concentrate as much,
Yeah.
and you're there and you're like, and then Aliza was like, "Come on, sit down, and we're here." But we did it, and then the women we still speak to now,
Yeah.
and she's lovely. I mean,
Oh,
we
that's
keep
nice.
posted and we told her about this and etc. And thank God we got that charity, because after that, eventually, after a few, how many other attempts? 2? 1?
What?
IVF treatments.
So we did 3 treatments, and then the 4th of frozen. But like, I've seen a different side to Saul since doing when the 3rd one came. We did it on our own. Not even my mum came
Yeah.
or my sister.
Yeah.
We just did it on our own, and we said, like, if we struggle, I've got my sister down the road. Can always ask her to come. But we did it on our own.
Nice.
And I was so proud of Saul, just supporting me, getting all the needles out ready. I did it though. I injected myself and everything because he didn't want to do that, which I understand.
Yeah.
But he made sure the measurements were like correct and everything.
Did you have the ones where everything was quite manual? Because some clinics give like the kind of like ready to click and shoot ones, but the other ones they give you like vials of
you have
powder
to,
the fluid.
you have
long
to
it in.
yeah.
It feels like you're some sort of like biochemist at that point, doesn't it? Like,
Do you know what I felt like? Is my wife a drug dealer of Northwest London?
got all these
Yeah.
like needles and
Vials
drugs
in the
around it.
fridge,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, the stress of IVF generally, you know what it's like.
Really difficult.
Unfortunately, we keep saying to ourselves, there's hundreds of other people in the same shoes as us. So just, we can moan together about it. If we put ourselves in a room, there'd be hundreds of people moaning, going, why is it so hard to make a baby?
Just living the same experience, isn't it?
But I think, much as there's other people going through it, it doesn't make it any easier for anyone.
No,
Full
stop.
Yeah, absolutely. It is full stop. Yeah, it's just like, it is really bloody hard.
Yeah.
How was it for you, Aliza, with I'm intrigued about the counselling, because it's great that you went, you found that as a couple. How was it for you as the woman, kind of trying to pull Saul into that? Because men are, and because we've never had a woman in the podcast, a female patient, so it's really interesting to get your view on this. Like, men are generally crap at talking about their emotions. They will hold it in. They won't go to the doctor. Stereotypically, it's not all men. So what was it like for you trying to engage Saul in the conversation? Was he forthcoming, or was it a bit like pulling teeth?
No, he said he'll give it a go, and I explained, because basically he was blaming himself for the fertility because it came to a male. So, and I'm not going to blame him. It's not his fault. It's just life.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, come on, it's not your fault. It's like, we both need this. It might make us both feel better. And I said, just try it, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not there to force him. Come on. I said, let's try it, see what happens, see what the type of counsellors are and what they're going to speak about. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm not going to blame you. I'm not going to, say that's it, throw in the towel, done, finish. But I was proud of him, because he, at the first round of IVF, he blamed himself completely, and he was crying his eyes out when it failed. And he was like, he doesn't even want to be here, divorce me, everything. I was like, why am I going to divorce you and everything? And I said, something needs to happen to make him believe that it's not his fault. It's just life. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Science.
Science. And this is our story. This is how we're meant to go down the road to try and have children, basically. So we decided we'll try it. And you started to enjoy it, talking, and it wasn't even sometimes about fertility. He was talking about his work, like Waitrose, and this and that,
Yeah.
And we just managed.
Plonked on with it.
Yeah.
The thing was that it was very hard, because we only told my parents, her parents, and then her mum opened her mouth and basically explained to her sisters and her brother. Well, she's got one in London, one sister in Manchester, and one brother, and told them without us.
Oh no! So without your consent, she shared your story.
So basically, I think it was when we were going to go into treatment. I wasn't sure if I should be saying it to anyone. I thought, let's just try it out and see what happened. But I think as the actual treatment, as we were doing it, obviously they want to know, which is fine. They want to support us. But in my brain, I wasn't ready to say, it's failed. We didn't even get any embryos, nothing. I need to...
It's a lot to process anyway,
process
isn't it?
and, support Saul as well. And I find, okay, one of my sisters who was in London, because she helped with the injections and stuff, and she's a doctor and this and that. Fine, but then the other two, it's not that I'm ignoring them, or I don't want them to know anything, or it was just that in my own time I wanted to tell them because I thought it's very personal, that my mum just texted them, I think, and just said, look, it's failed, and I think my brother got a bit annoyed because I didn't tell him myself, and I had to explain to him a whole detail, step by step, of what it feels like to have fertility and not children. I was like, well, he's got 3. I was like, imagine if you didn't have those children, you were struggling. Would you want the whole world to, even your siblings, would you want them to know straight away? It's like, it's a personal thing, even if you are family. And then eventually he realised, he said, he apologised, and he's very supportive now. So is my other sister.
That's nice.
They're both very supportive.
And your dad.
my dad was okay. He just, when we told him, he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. How can I help? How can I help? He just listens to me on the phone.
Yeah.
I speak to him for, I could do a long hour and a half.
Yeah.
He'll just listen to me,
Yeah.
moaning and this and
And
that.
that's what you need, though, isn't it? Just someone to listen. Yeah.
And he said that if you ever wanted, to talk man to man, pick up a phone and just call him. But eventually it worked out with my sister and my brother, and they understand. And when we go to Manchester, they speak to Saul, they're nice, and they ask how we are and, how's it going? And they were, sorry that it's not worked out. So, it's funny how you get a mixture of good and bad, like of people knowing.
I think it's always a hard one to balance, isn't it? And I remember this in my acupuncture days, like, people like, do I tell people at work? Do I tell friends? Do I tell family? And it's a real double-edged sword because you get a lot of support hopefully from some people by sharing the stories, but sometimes you get the stupid comments of just relax, go on holiday.
We've heard all of them.
Yeah.
But
Too many times.
But it's also that double-edged sword of when you're then going through treatment, like you're saying, Aliza, you've then got to update them on every stage of the treatment. And if you've told 15 people that you're going through treatment, you've got to tell 15 people that it hasn't worked. And
Chinese whispers.
And then maybe they share the story or what. It's really hard.
It's actually quite draining. That it's like, okay, failed. Like the minute I see a negative test, like on the phone, no, I'm grieving myself. It's like I'm crying myself, and Saul, my mum was like texting me, well, no. I'm like, how do I tell you it's negative? And I'm just trying to compose myself, and
it's so hard.
It's difficult, but I know at the back of my head they're doing it for the best. They're trying to support me, but sometimes it can get too much as well.
People don't know how to support, do they?
It's very difficult. I find it that people just don't know sometimes what to say.
Yeah, and especially family members like that, because they know you both want this massively. It also, to a point, is part of them too, because obviously it's family, isn't it? And it's really hard to know exactly what to say, isn't it? Like, and how. But the most important thing is that you need to take that time to actually process it in your own minds first before you even can get clarity on the situation, isn't it? And sometimes if it's just bombardment of like you got to say what the outcome is, I think that's a really hard thing to just.
Talking about on family side, when we told my brother, I've got two older brothers in London. No, one in London, one in Leeds. Sorry. And my middle brother, who has got two kids, and we told them, and it was not the best reply because I didn't get on really with my sister-in-law before I met Aliza, and it was very stressful telling them. We sat down on a Saturday evening when my brother came down during the school holidays. And we literally told them. I burst into tears. She burst into tears. My oldest brother didn't say anything, but burst into tears. My middle brother, who's got two kids, came over and said, "You'll get there, don't worry." I burst into tears. And my sister-in-law didn't say one thing.
Really? Wow.
So, yes, but we've moved on now. We're all a happy family.
But it is so hard to know what to say when people tell you or share anything, any kind of really bad news. Because you kind of just, I think human instinct is you just want to help, don't you? And you then sort of inevitably rush in to say something because you want to say something and you want to help, and it's not always the best thing. And I think that's why these conversations are so important, and that you guys are sharing your story. And what would have helped you, do you think, at that point? How could have your family members done things differently?
Just being politer.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Just ask questions. We don't mind saying, so they didn't even ask how many eggs we had. They didn't know if we were doing it privately or NHS. We're doing it NHS. So that was they didn't really communicate with me, and I've always got on with my brothers. I've always mucked around, and when we were younger we used to play together and etc. But now, as we've got older, we've separated.
Yeah, life goes on, doesn't it? Especially if they've had kids and
Yeah.
and you guys haven't. As that, I guess that's been the thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Friendship groups as well. That's the other thing, isn't it? They're
Yeah.
all having their children, and you kind of, end up kind of getting separated.
Totally relate to that. Yeah, I mean, we lost really good friends through the time that we were struggling because they'd gone on to have children and they're on their life journey, and we're, you're sat in limbo, aren't you, going, what the hell's happening? But it's not like some people just don't know how to
Communicate.
sort of navigate that
Have you
space.
spoken to them since?
There are a few that we don't talk to, but on the whole, we've got some really great friends.
And you've
from
made
it
new
that have-
friends.
Yeah,
Us.
absolutely. Absolutely, we're all friends.
Him.
In space.
Yeah.
Michael.
me and Ian's friendship is, is unlike any other friendship I've got.
Absolutely.
From the inception of there's a pot of me to Ian.
Sealed.
From that point onwards, there's no other friendship that ever started like that. So,
absolutely.
but yeah, like it's a really difficult thing, isn't it? And I think that's why this podcast is great, because we can obviously share these stories so that people listening will understand actually just how complicated this whole part of the journey is. And what's really interesting with the conversation we're having today with you guys is that probably because we've got a couple on our podcast is actually understanding that dynamic. I don't think we actually spoke about this that much.
No.
Maybe from flippant comments that I've made from my own journey of past, but like hearing it like fresh from you guys is just it's so empowering to know that actually there's way more we can do to educate those fortunate, to at least make it a little bit of an easier conversation for people like us that is navigating a fertility journey, right?
I mean, it's like these attempts, it's like so much pressure on it. And like we've got 4 frozen embryos now.
Right.
And recently we had an appointment last week with guys through the NHS. They were like, "Hi, Saul and Aliza, how are you? We haven't heard from you for 2.5 years. Where the hell have you been?" And I was like, well, how do I tell you this? The NHS, not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Haven't really helped.
So basically in this time, January 24, we went to see the chosen one, Mr. Ramsey. I call him the chosen one.
Legend.
Yeah, the king of balls, whatever you call him.
Golden balls, not David Beckham.
Yeah.
Went to see him, and he was like, "Pull your trousers down." I'm there with me in Harley Street, just pulling down my trousers. "Yeah, mate, you've got a varicocele. Should be fine. All right, we'll sort it out. Go and speak to Mr. Mosley, who also worked at Watford. So we had a connection there also. So after that, March the 7th, which was exactly a week near enough till my birthday. So my birthday present was to have my varicocele surgery. What a great present!
Yeah, nice.
Happy birthday.
Woo!
New balls for your birthday.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
with the legend that was Stephen, or is Stephen Moser, who
I
we've
mean,
had
yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
So yeah.
he's a lovely guy, as all of you know. And then after that, we got in contact with Jonathan. Got us in contact with Melanie Brown.
Melanie
Yeah.
Brown, yep.
So also February time, we had a phone appointment with her over Zoom, and then we went on we had to do some forms and etc. She did all the paperwork. I don't do paperwork.
Uh-huh.
And that she goes, so generally me and myself and my wife Aliza, we eat a healthy diet. We don't hardly drink. We don't really have fizzy drinks. We don't do this, don't do that. We don't smoke. We don't take illegal drugs, just paracetamol when we're ill.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yep, that's fine. Just go on an organic diet. We've been given vitamins." Are you still on vitamins, curiously?
I go through periods of taking them. This is probably all I can say at this point. But yeah, occasionally I do take vitamins. Yeah.
And then so after that we went on this diet, and it's been a year since we've done the diet, and I'm still sort of doing it.
Sort of done it.
Excuse me, you're better than me these days.
Give
that's
yourself some
nice.
credit.
There you
So there you go.
So yeah, and then basically after that, the diet. I love fruit and veg. I have, and then we have even before this, we had like egg and etc. So she didn't really change much.
That's good.
So that was quite easy. Obviously, organic's not cheap. So I found it on Morrison's and etc. The odd time I went to my work at Waitrose to get it, but
Well, you get a discount there, don't you? So
yeah,
you know,
it's just going on. Some of my managers might hear that, so I'm going to be polite.
yeah. It's not easy, is it? Switching to an organic diet, it's not cheap. Yes,
No.
But that's good though. So then you took the action. So you knew you had a varicocele that had
Yeah.
been picked up on the NHS, but you potentially no. So did you get your varicocele treated on the NHS? You did. Then? No, you did that privately.
Privately again, and this charity paid for it.
Wow.
So yeah, and I actually asked how much it was, and it was like £4,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can go on a nice holiday for that and have some change.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? That's $3 or $4 grand invested in you and your sperm health.
Yeah.
That obviously you guys may still need some support, but it's about improving your health and your fertility and your health, because actually if you've got a varicocele, we know it can actually impact testosterone levels. Which can have an impact on your health further down the line. So actually, it's a good investment of money. Yeah, it is a lot of money. It is a very, very nice holiday, but it's a really important thing to have done.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you've done that, and then obviously you went to Manly, you tidied up your lifestyle and diet.
And I met you guys.
And you met us guys, got the best possible support.
And in September 24, went back to Harley Street and went back to Beaconsfield,
Yep.
to see Jonathan, and my sperm had tripled.
Your sperm analysis, your semen analysis had tripled. Wow.
I was like, wow.
And how long after the varicocele surgery, the embolization, how long ago was that after?
That would have been 6 months, wouldn't it? So
Yeah,
March,
6
September.
months.
Yeah,
March.
so-
Yeah, 6 months. So it was, So how long did it take yours?
It was about 4 months, just under 4 months from the surgery to the spontaneous pregnancy we had. But the sliding scale is, Jonathan kind of recommends is it like a year? Up to a year?
Could be up to be, yeah.
Which is now
so
for us.
exactly
It's
that.
coming
Yeah,
up to it. I'm a bit scared, a bit worried.
a bit worried.
Yes.
In what way?
Because it's coming up to a year and I'm still not pregnant.
Right, yeah.
So I'm a panicker. So I start, Googling how long does it take from the this, that. And like, what's kind of wrong? But like, when we did see Mel, she said that I have to take a test to see if I have an infection.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did. It's basically a hormone pH balance infection.
Was it vaginal
bacteria.
microbiome?
Yeah, that's the word. I can't pronounce it. But yeah, so basically I had that infection, and it kind of made sense from what she was saying to me. I was like, oh, okay.
So it was present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in February 24 that we
Okay.
found out.
And you both got treated then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
For antibiotics,
antibiotics.
yeah.
And it's fine now.
Antibiotics, and I had to do other things. So it kind of like, I don't know where that came from, the infection. I was thinking, is it from all the treatment that I've had and everything
Possibly.
fiddling around up there and everything?
It was-
And
yeah.
she said it could be stress as well. I was like, yeah, typical me stress, because I'm always stressed. It's just, life is very stressful. But
A lot of people have infections that are completely asymptomatic, and there's no known cause. It's not like, what have I done, or how has this come about? It's just,
I know
it just
people that, and
happens.
as well, you can still get pregnant with all this type of thing, and people do get pregnant with whatever they've got. So we just, I did what I needed to do, and we just, we will carry on. We're trying,
Absolutely.
And then
It's,
last summer, I got in contact with Kieran, the PT,
Yeah.
and Aliza was doing some training thing with her.
Yoga.
Yoga, that was the
Mm.
word I can't. And so since last summer, I was doing that from June till November, because I did a muscle pain sport, so I had to extend it.
Mm.
And it was just, Kieran's a lovely guy,
Yeah, he's great.
really polite guy, but it's just very odd doing it on an app.
Yes, yeah.
Have you ever?
Yeah. I had some sessions with him before we went
Yeah.
to Everest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he sets up an app and gives you a little
Yeah.
routine to follow.
Yeah,
And then you check in with him, don't you?
Yeah,
So,
like once a week.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
No.
No.
I have my motorsport specific guy that
Yeah.
I've had for a long time. But yeah, Kieran's
Yeah.
does great work.
Probably similar.
Very
Yeah.
similar,
They're
I
all,
imagine.
they all,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he was lovely, and even now, I've stopped doing it with him, but I've got into swimming. I really enjoy swimming.
that's good.
Nice.
So on my days off, I go swimming in the morning, and if I'm working early, if I finish at like lunchtime before the school traffic, I go swimming.
Mm.
I play picket ball. I played picket ball last night.
Mhm.
Do you know what that is?
Pickleball.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
I've,
Yeah,
not,
it's kind of
I've not played it, but it's the new trend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's really good fun.
It's from the Yanks over the other
Yeah,
side.
that's right. Yeah.
And so I played that last summer. It's really good fun
yeah.
because I played tennis, badminton, squash when I was younger. So once you play that,
Yeah, you into racquetball.
maybe we can have a test him tournament.
Yeah, maybe testing pickleball.
That's
yeah.
good fun to me, to be fair.
Yeah,
So,
but it sounds like so you're doing all the right things, aren't you? You've seen the best man in the industry. You've had your varicocele treated by the other best man in the industry. You're doing your lifestyle and diet stuff. Aliza, obviously, you're doing your bits as
Yes,
well.
I am.
So there must be some frustration. That's like you've done everything you can. Why is this not working?
Yeah,
Must be.
I'm starting to question it.
Yeah. So it's kind of what's the next steps then? Do you think where are you guys going to go next?
So we did have a conversation with the clinic, the IVF clinic, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically when they said, we haven't heard from you for 2 years, and when we said about Saul's procedure, they were just like, okay, yeah, lovely, like whatever, it doesn't make a difference to them. Because we're saying, can we try like a fresh cycle maybe? But they said yes, but obviously we have to pay for it because we've already used that on the treatment for NHS.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got 4 embryos. They said use them. They're basically trying to get not trying to get us, but like saying, maybe it's time for you to use them. So Saul was actually like a bit worried because it's the sperm from before he had the procedure, and he was a bit worried about all that. So he was asking questions, and he didn't really. It was just very blunt answers. It's just a chance of you getting pregnant from them. Which
is not what you need.
No, but they fertilise. Literally,
which I understand.
The doctor said, but they fertilised, and you got embryos, and they're frozen. So something did work with the sperm, which is true. It is actually true. But the question is why have I not got pregnant? Like, I did want to get a test done to see if there's something wrong with, like, implantation failure or something wrong with my uterus, and it came back fine. So maybe it is just a chance of it actually working. So because of my age now, they always go on about my age, they're thinking of putting 2 in.
Right, okay.
So
how old are you then?
36.
37.
And he's 37.
Oh, you're 37?
Yeah.
I thought you were telling Aliza that
No.
she's 37. It's like,
Not yet.
Risky ground, risky
In
ground
a
there.
few months' time. No, not yet, not yet.
Don't age her early, so crikey. Yeah, you'll be walking home, you will.
It's a long way from it.
Yeah.
So but it's just a very big question mark. What do you do? Do you go and do the treatment and go ahead and do it and see what, hope for the best, and either one of them or 2 of them implant and you have a baby? Or do we just keep trying naturally and seeing? But I am a bit, I know that they keep saying about age, but I do worry about my age just because you don't know what's around the corner.
Of course, yeah, of course.
And I'm like debating whether we should. Saul's not really
saying much.
You're not saying much, but I can see you're not in the mode of it to actually go ahead and do a treatment. Which I understand because he's worried about me with all the we'd have to do injections this time because it's frozen, but
there is a workup to have the transfer.
Transfer, and we're thinking about work. Like, oh my god, we have to take work again, and having the time off when we need the time off, and it's that stressful in itself. Work, going into it with the treatment, and it's like what we're debating. We still really haven't properly spoken about it because we're like being busy in work, but. we don't know what to really.
It is very
do.
difficult, isn't it? I mean, have you spoke to your counsellor that you've been with recently about this? Because that would be a good.
No,
a good
we
step.
actually haven't. We told her about
This.
that we had the appointment, but I don't think we haven't managed to actually
Had a natter.
have a talk with her about it.
I'd say that would be a good step.
Maybe we need to. I know.
Because you've got.
I've been busy.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, it's the woman's meant to do this. But yeah, I think maybe we should sit down and discuss.
Yeah, because
it.
obviously she's been there throughout your roller coaster emotionally. She knows where you two are at in terms of your headspace, but actually just working through what your anxieties are, what they might not be. The options you've got are obviously that you've got a difficult choice ahead of you. But she would be a good, but by the sounds of your experiences with her, she sounds like she'd be a really good person to just talk to away from everything else that you're dealing with. As just a neutral ground, just to have that conversation, and then you'll be able to understand. And you'll be able to understand where your headspace is at, and likewise you. And I would say that would be your next best step, because talking's going to help you process it. And that sounds to me like what you both need at the moment.
Yes,
because it's a big thing, isn't it, to gear back up to doing another cycle, whether it's frozen or fresh. Like you've been through 3, is it in total? 3 cycles?
4.
4, yeah, 4 cycles in total. And you've had a bit of a break, and you've focused on the male factor, and you've done all these things, and you've got some question marks over those embryos because they were pre-varicocele embolization. There's a lot to process here, and a lot to kind of gear up, isn't there? And like you say, you got to work things to balance family, everything else. It's not easy, and I think it's not easy for any couple. But I think when you've got years of treatment behind you as well, I mean, I can only ever imagine. I've never been there, but I've spoken to so many people that have. Like the amount of mental energy and sort of stamina and inner strength that needs to say, okay, we're going to get back on and try this again. That's not easy, and I think Toby's spot on. I think a bit of emotional counselling support could be a really helpful way to get yourselves geared
Can
up.
you sort that out?
Yes, I'll get on to it.
I'll give you my days off.
Get it in the
After
diary
this,
now.
I'll get it sorted.
Minuted on the podcast.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, I do think that's a good step to take, and also as well from my experiences. I remember I had just the fear and anxiety of another negative test prevented us from doing something for quite a long time. So we took 2019 we took out completely, with the view that we'd go to try treatment again in 2020, and that ended up being extended mostly because of the pandemic. But it was a good 18 months of like doing almost nothing, because we were scared about the next outcome that it might be. And I might be speaking out of turn, but that could be the kind of fundamental part of this, is that by talking about what your options are, what are the potential outcomes, and both understanding each other at this point will just help you make that next step that you need to take. But yeah, I'd recommend that. I want to hear a text message ping later on, say I'm all booked in.
Yeah, we've booked our counselling.
I'll be dropping a message later on saying, have you booked in yet?
If she replies, she does take a while. But she is Jewish, so she does keep the
Shabbat.
holy days, Shabbat.
Okay.
So if she doesn't reply, it'll be Sunday.
You'll hear Sunday. Yeah.
Because that's something we haven't touched on actually. Well, and we were going to talk about this. We did say how. Because treat me as completely ignorant here in terms of the Jewish community and fertility treatment and how that kind of works. Are there issues in that, or are there unique challenges? What's that?
There are I would say in the Jewish community they have limits of what they can and can't do. But I think when it comes to having a child, you're allowed to do what you need to do to have a child. So there are quite a lot of Jewish people going through fertility. This is where basically Hannah, the charity, came about because a couple was struggling,
Right.
and there was nothing for the Jews, so they built up this charity.
Amazing.
So that's how it's come about. So in the Jewish world, it's like a very family oriented. You get married, you have loads of kids. My mum's one of 11. Like it's a lot. They just produce and produce and produce and produce. This is what happens. I am going to say something. You two might not understand anything I'm going to say.
No, I'm all ears.
Basically, every month, obviously, a woman has a period. And in the Jewish world, once the woman has finished their period, they wait 7 days, and then they go to, it's called a mikveh. On the 7th day after that, they go to this. It's like a small,
Massive swimming pool.
No, it's not massive. It's a small little swimming pool.
Mine was big.
Well, yours was as a man, and this is a woman. It's a small little
pipe
pool.
down, Saul.
Yeah.
It's a small little swimming pool, basically, and you go in there full naked, and it's basically cleansing yourself.
Okay.
And you say prayers as well when you're doing it, and it's basically you come out and they go, "You're kosher now." Like, you just literally, that's what they say. And you go home and you do it with your husband.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's basically when you're ovulating. That's
Right.
literally,
Okay.
they calculate it literally when you're ovulating. And then obviously it doesn't happen that much. It might not happen that month for Jewish couples, but it does happen. And, you have kids.
Yeah.
It's like a spiritual, I would say like a spiritual
Yeah.
thing. That's just what the Jewish. I've tried it a few times, but then it just got it was like a heartbreaking cycle for me and for Saul, because
Puts quite a lot of
As each-
emphasis and pressure on
yeah.
it, doesn't it, each month? And if
but
you do
I
that.
thought maybe spiritual it did help in some way, but then you pray, like I was praying in there. Like, I don't pray every day. I'm traditional, but I still believe in some little things here and there. I thought it just might help, but I think it just got stressful for us as time went on.
Yeah.
So I stopped. And as well, like, you can go at midnight. You can go because it's always about when the sun goes down, and this. You have to go in the dark time. So like, it was tiring. Midnight. I sort of carry on, stay up, wake up. Come on.
I can work at 6 a.m. Yeah.
But that's what in the Jewish world happens.
Yeah.
But
I've learned something new. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love learning new things like this.
so yeah.
We'll be testing you at the next time I see you racing.
Yeah.
Next is Ollie. Ollie, I'm going to teach you some stuff. RE lessons. You're only 3.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But it does happen in the Jewish world where they struggle, and it's not talked about as much as you think it is. But obviously, since we've known this charity, it is actually quite a big thing, and we didn't realise how big it was.
And does the charity put you in touch with other couples in a similar
No.
No, it's
situation?
all confidential.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
But
But is there an option to do that? Is there kind of a network?
We're not allowed to.
Right.
You're not allowed. Like, funny enough, we went to our rabbis a few weeks ago for a Friday night dinner, and we were talking to a couple, and they've had fertility problems, and they were about to pop out, and they went to see Jonathan, and we'd never met, and we were talking about him. And yeah, the thing is, in generally not Jewish anywhere, day to day, you don't know who's having problems.
You really don't.
You could be walking down the street and Mr. Blog's there. You could be having a passenger who's literally behind you, who might have been having more problems. You don't know.
You just don't know. No.
I mean, the thing is, it's just they've got to do more about it, and the more people like us talk about it, the better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is what we believe in on this podcast. Yeah.
I mean, it's just we'll get there. But they're moaning about her age. You're young in spirit.
Aw. That's a nice thing to hear on the podcast.
Thank you.
Do you know what? That feels like a really nice close to this podcast today.
Yeah.
That really does.
Yeah, look, thank you guys for coming and sharing your story. I know there's probably so much more we could have covered, but we need another hour or two. But I think what was really nice is actually you two sharing your experience of the counselling. I think just
And the charity.
and definitely the charity and that support that you've had. But I think for other couples that might listen to this or individuals, like knowing that you both got so much out of that counselling. And Saul, you might not have necessarily gone for it initially, but Aliza talked you into it, and how valuable that's been is great. And that, you two are a sound couple, and it sounds like you really look after each other. And we wish you all the best.
Give it a year, you never know. We might be coming back in a year and going, part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope part 2 is.
Part 2
Is-
is
yeah.
having a child.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
absolutely.
We would love to hear that. And Ian and I, Mike, that can't be here today. We wish you both all the very, very best. And we stay in touch anyway. We'll be texting later on. I'll be making sure you've booked that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for taking the time to come out.
All right.
And so, how much do I get paid for this?
Yeah, right.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so
Brilliant,
much,
guys.
everybody.
Cheers. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.